Hello, I am Yogini Sunita, and this is Meditation, Yoga, and Stuff podcast. I believe my dharma or my life's purpose is to share my understanding of meditation, yoga, and Ayurveda, holistic healing science of India. I make these amazing wisdoms accessible and adaptable for present times. So let's start. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today I am discussing about Ayurveda's dosha or constitution. This constitution is mental, emotional, physical constitution and its relation to our occupation or work. So if we understand our dosha, when we understand our dosha, we can really fulfill or find joy in our career. We can fulfill our goals. We can thrive in our career. So how is that going to work? So why we need to understand Ayurveda's this concept of constitution? So we need to understand that we come in this world with certain gifts. And these are very unique to us. So when we understand our constitution, our mental, physical, emotional makeup, we can actually thrive a lot. We really start to understand ourselves better. And when we understand ourselves, then we can choose the work we are going to do. We don't have to change the job. Please try to understand that. But we can then change our approach to the job. We can see that what really works for us and we can thrive in doing that. So let's see what is Ayurveda's dosha means. What does it mean? So Ayurveda is a healing science of India. Even though it is ancient science, it is very much applicable to time now, this modern world. Because it is very adaptive, it is very intelligent science, it's very holistic science, and it is completely based into understanding that each and every one of us is a unique fingerprint of divine. So first thing we need to understand that we are not putting boxes around ourselves. When we understand ourselves, we can actually thrive into what we are doing. Okay? So let's see what are the doshas. So the concept of Ayurvedic dosha came into place because the sages has to start somewhere, right? They needed to start somewhere. So they started noticing that there are some pattern repeating in some people. And so then they created these three doshas. The sages or the ancient being who created Ayurveda, they realized that there are certain repetition of patterns in people. And so these patterns, when they start noticing and observing, they started noticing that, some people have more of these patterns and others have different patterns and others have different patterns. So they created this system which is quite actually logical. Ayurveda is all about common sense, to be very frank. And so this common sense comes through this understanding of doshas. So let's see the first dosha. The first dosha is very light. So people in this dosha have two dominant elements, which is space and air. And because of these elements, these are light element, these people of Vata dosha, it is believed they are creative people. They have very creative thinking. These are the people of humanity who has created this world, this whole creativity, creations we see. These are the people who had these ideas first. Okay. And so these are the people who come up with ideas, beautiful ideas, really thinking out of box, really beautiful thinkers. And they're also good communicators. They love to communicate. They enjoy communicating. It's their natural gift. So what a person needs a job which is innovative, which is creative, where they also have opportunity to communicate with people. So these people will not be happy sitting in a cubicle and doing routine work. That's not who they are. So they need to challenge their creativity and their innovative nature. Also, they need regular communication. They will thrive with these kind of jobs, but they will wither in the job where they are sitting in a cubicle and really doing a routine, mundane job. They will literally not enjoy that situation. So, what will happen if we give a Vata person very creative, innovative job? They will thrive with it, okay? And if we add on little bit communication in that, they will thrive it. So if a Vata person gets all this in their job, they will love it and they will thrive here. But also Vata person's drawback, we can say, is they are irregular. So somehow if they can cultivate regularity, that will be really beneficial for them. A Vata person also need a little bit grounding because they have lots of ideas swirling in their head and they are constant ideas. And so what happens that sometimes the ideas just remain in their head and they fizz out, or maybe the ideas are so many that they get overloaded by it and nothing is achieved. So here Vata person needs grounding and stability in a sense of where they need to understand that they have lots of ideas and they need to maybe write them down or fulfill them or choose one idea that they will complete that project. So that's very important. They also have this tendency of crash and burn a lot. So if you or your clients have that, understand that they have Vata dosha. Now, what will help Vata dosha is creativity, innovative job with communication, and also some routine. They need a routine in their life because everything is irregular. So some routine is necessary in their life. So this is where the Vata person will thrive. Now let's move towards our next dosha, which is our Pitta dosha. And Pitta dosha, element of Pitta dosha is water and fire. And Pitta, basically, these are the natural born leaders. They are motivators. They are really good at setting goals. And they are also ambitious. They enjoy being leaders at work. They are literally natural born leaders. So in a group, if the situation arises, they will step ahead and take control of situation. They are passionate and they are very motivated for their work. So they will always be goal setting and trying to achieve those goals. And they can also work in a group situation, large group, small group. It's okay. They are really good at big or small groups. They are also need to allow expression of their opinion. If that is not happening, if their opinion is shut down, then they will not thrive in that job. So they need to have expression, express their opinion. They also need to function of understanding that any project they achieve, there need to be little bit celebration because the goal set up constantly and always they are chasing the goal. So that's their demon, we can call it, or that's their way of doing this. And they work so hard and constantly that there is also possibility of burnout. So they need to watch for that. Then also Pitta person should always set realistic goals. And these realistic goals are not just for themselves, but also for their team. Otherwise they will drag their team into unrealistic goals. So it's also really then create a lot of friction in the members of the group. So realistic goals, Also clarify, the goals, expectations upfront is very important for Pitta person. So if they have something set in their mind, they need to communicate with the team. It's very important doing that. And also they need to watch themselves to have that work-life balance. They need to understand that there is life outside work. And also it's not constantly thinking about the work. So they need to understand that, learn to leave the work at workplace and enjoy their time home or with the company of friends and things like that. So they need to learn that. Another thing with Pitta is if everything is intense, so their work is intense, passionate, and also they're kind of like work hard and party hard. So they need to understand that moderation when they are doing any substance use, they need to be moderate there because everything is strong. So they need strong taste, strong activity. So they need to understand that to burn that energy, choose a positive option, because if they choose negative option, it's very easy to get hooked into that. So instead of doing any substance abuse, if they swap it with exercise and jogging or things like that, that will really help to burn that excess energy or drive, which they don't need sometimes, So understanding that work-life balance is very important for Pitta person. And then the third dosha is Kapha dosha. Kapha is basically water and earth element together. And Kapha is the dosha where they'll enjoy routine and they enjoy steady. They're very loyal, very dedicated to their work. They love their routines. So sometimes the jobs which are Vata and Pitta may find mundane, but Kapha will enjoy those jobs. They are very consistent and trustworthy. They will always show up. They're not easily ruffled. They enjoy routines, which other two doshas may not understand. But for Kapha, the routines are very important. They're slow learners and they're really good at administrative jobs. So they also follow the rule books to the dot. They love that kind of like regular, constant, routine kind of jobs. If they choose any other job than this, then they get overwhelmed, bombarded with information. Constant change is not good for Kapha. And they are also happy in their cubicle and they don't like big changes. Change is something Kapha is afraid of. So if there is a constant change happening, the Kapha person will not enjoy it. So they need routine and regularity in the job. And they also need to have that engagement with colleagues because they don't see that importance of, communicating with others. They're happy with their routines and their cubicle and communicating with others may be little bit challenging. So it's good for them to maybe join others and communicate with others and communicate about their needs and their ideas, because sometimes they may have good idea, but they will not communicate about it with others. So communicating about their needs, also bringing some flexibility into their life is going to be very, very important for them. Routines are good, but not as much as what Kapha loves. So some flexibility has to be there. So for Kapha also, work-life balance. So they need to understand that and also understand that they're very rigid in their thoughts. So flexibility of mind is very important, and this will help them also to continue moving energy of their whole being. So if they sit for a job, they're constantly sitting at the table, not really getting up that much. So they need to get up and drink that cup of coffee or water and come back. And so they need that little bit of flow of energy. Moving is very important for kapha. So now we understand all this, and you may have little bit confused information about yourself, like, oh, I like something from this dosha or other thing from this dosha and other thing. So who am I, and how can I bring that understanding into my workplace or my work or occupation? What can I do to thrive? So I would suggest literally write down answers to these questions, like, what are my unique gifts and how can I contribute them to the workplace? How can I use my unique gifts to thrive in the work? What can I do well? What is my dream job? And why is it my dream job? What brings me the joy in my life? What brings me joy at my workplace? What I love to do the most? How can I achieve the state of joy when I'm working? What can I offer this world? What is my unique gift? If you write down all answers to these questions, you will actually explore purpose of your life, and this will help you to understand that what you can thrive with more in your life. So you can understand that what is going to work for you the best. And this way, even though you may not understand the dosha, but at least you get that, okay, if I have creativity in my system, that means I have some vata and I need to ground myself, and I make sure that those creative ideas, I need to fulfill them. Then if you notice that you have leadership qualities, that means you have drive, you have pitta in your system, and you need to give outlet to that leadership. If you love your routines and love your regular daily routines are very important to you, it has to be like that, then understand that you need to bring in outlet to your flexibility of your thoughts, bring in little bit outlet to that. And so this is how we can use our doshas to help ourselves and our clients. So when we understand this, we can actually help our clients to thrive in what unique gifts they have. And this is how Ayurveda works. If you are interested to learn more about Ayurveda, please join me. I'm offering Ayurveda Lifestyle Consultation course. It is online and it is 4 weeks live. But if you can't make live, you can also have the recording for 6 months. Everyone who is attending course is going to get access to the recording for 6 months. So you can complete it at your own pace. So this way it is a win-win situation, and this way I try to design this course in such a way that all doshas can take participation in this. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I will put the link for the course in my show notes. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that you're taking this time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye for now.